Hello guys, it's Crouch here, and today I have another life story. I think you guys enjoyed the last one, I'm not sure, but anyways, this one's a lot crazier, and honestly, looking back on it makes me laugh a lot, because it was honestly a crazy funny story. Anyways, so this has to do with the time me and my buddies went to a church camp called CDYC. Now, me and my friends waited for this every year. We loved it. It was like, even though it was church camp, it sucked, but we always had a way to make it a good time there. So anyways, this time I had bought some weed and I rolled up 2 joints and I put them in a medicine bottle and I stuffed them in my sock, and then I stuffed my sock inside my shoe and sprayed it with like a whole bottle of cologne. I wasn't messing around. I wasn't getting caught. And the worst part about this trip was definitely the drive. It was like 6 hours away from where I live, and we hop on a bus, fucking buses suck, and we hop on and we're on our way there. The whole way there, I was telling them, I was like, yo, I brought 2 joints, because one of my friends, he really wanted to get high. He'd never gotten high before, and I was like, I brought 2 joints, and we're gonna get fucking stoned, I'm telling you right now. And he called me a liar, because he didn't think I'd bring that to church camp. He said, dude, you didn't, like, we ain't gonna get high. And this was actually the same friend from the last story, but he was gonna find out later on that I actually did. So we arrive at the church camp, and how it works is it's 4 people in a room. Our room only had 3 people in it. It was me and 2 of my good friends, and it didn't happen the first night. We didn't smoke the first night, but the second night is when it happened, and I'm just going to jump right to the second night. So it was me and my 2 friends. We were about ready to smoke a joint, and a thing that really pissed me off was everybody thought we were like the cool people there, so they always thought they had the right to just come in and out of our room, and it pissed me off. There was always people I didn't fucking want in there, because there was kids that went there that were my friends that were all about drugs, and there was kids that went there that were my friends that had never seen a drug and didn't even like the sound of them. And those people were coming in my room, and I didn't want them in there. We were about to smoke a joint, and obviously those people that don't like drugs are going to tell on you. So I get everyone out of the room, and one of my good friends that he does smoke weed, he was in a different room. He didn't get paired with us for some reason, and we were actually really shitty about it. His name was Egg Salad. That's a nickname, of course, but he was in a room with one of the kids that, didn't like drugs, and he said that the only way that he could come is if he brought him with him, or that kid was going to tell on him or something like that. I don't know. And he said that, well, the kid that he was with, his name was Frankie, and he said Frankie was like, dude, he just wants to come and watch. He don't want to smoke. And fuck, he said he'd give you $5 if you let him come. I'm sitting there thinking to myself, he ain't gonna be smoking my weed, and he's giving me $5 fucking dollars. Fuck, why not? Let him come and watch me smoke. I could care the fuck less. And so he shows up first. Frankie does. Egg Salad didn't come. I don't remember why really, but Frankie showed up first, and he actually gave me $5. And what we did was we went in the bathroom, because it had a window above the toilet, and we stuffed a blanket under the fucking door, and we opened the window, and our plan was to, like, whoever was hitting the joint stood up on the toilet and he'd blow the smoke out the window. So we start smoking. We're all getting really fucking high, and my other 2 friends, they hadn't even smoked before, and they were just coughing their lungs up. Like, I kept telling them to be quiet. Like, I was like, you guys gotta be quiet, or someone's gonna wake up and they're gonna smell weed and we're gonna get in trouble. But no, you know how it is when you first smoke. You fucking try to talk and you're just coughing. You try to breathe, you're just coughing. I actually got a real kick out of it. It was cracking me up to see someone cough so bad. And anyways, the joint gets out, and Egg Salad, I honestly forgot about him. I feel really bad about it to this day, because he really wanted to smoke that night. And he shows up and he's like, you guys fucking smoked without me. I could smell it in the hallway. And I was like, I'm sorry. I was high at that point. I thought it was just funny at the time. I was like, I'm sorry, dude. I forgot. I really did. And at that moment, we were kind of looking around in the bathroom, and we realized it was filled with smoke. And, the whole, not just the bathroom, the whole room reeked like pot. And as Egg Salad said, the hallway did too. So at that point, we were honestly kind of freaking out. Like, if someone were to walk outside of the room and smell that, they're going to think something's up and come looking for whose it is. And so we start spraying cologne up and down the hallway, all throughout our room. Like, you guys know how just one spray of Axe smells. Well, imagine like 12 bottles of it. Yeah, It was absolutely terrible. We actually had some Ozium too, and that shit was what really helped. And we brought like 6 or 7 fans in our room, and honestly, by the time we decided on going to sleep, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and it still smelled like weed. So we just said, fuck it, we're going to go to sleep. Either two things can happen. We're going to wake up, we're going to be fine, or we're going to wake up and we're going to get in trouble. Like, we weren't even stressing at that point. Like, we were fucking tired. It was whatever. So we went to sleep, woke up, and we were fine. Now, that isn't the only part of the story. Like, now it's like time for part 2, which doesn't really have to do with smoking, but it's where we almost got caught. So my friend, what we do is, like, I guess it's stupid as fuck. It was a while ago. It's called no balls. And if someone says no balls for you to do something, either you do it or you have no balls. It's simple as that. And I don't know about any of you, but I have a huge sack of marbles between my legs. So therefore, I ain't stopping for no balls. And I don't know about other kids or if this is something I should have done, but I've never worked or like seen or used a fire extinguisher before, and they wanted me to spray it. So I got it, and I sprayed it one time in the closet, and it was nothing like I had imagined. I figured like some white foam would come spraying out of it, but it was more like a fucking vapor, and like it rolled through the closet real quick, and there was just a bunch of smoke just from one spray. And my friend was like, spray it again, pussy. And I ain't no fucking pussy. I sprayed it like 5 or 6 more times, and by that point the whole room was fogged up. It was making me cough my lungs up. Smelled terrible. I knew it couldn't have been healthy. We got out of the room, we shut the door before the whole entire room fogged up, because there was 2 parts to the room. So we shut the door, and because if someone walked in there, they're going to be like, what the fuck's going on? Stupid enough, I didn't realize that there was a fire alarm in the fucking room, and I guess the fire extinguisher, the smoke from it, made it go off. So in this like little place where there's places to sleep, there's like 300 people here, and the whole building's fire alarm's going off, and everybody's evacuating the building. I'm freaking out. I have a joint in my suitcase, and like, I'm obviously going to get in trouble for fucking a false fire alarm and spraying the fire extinguisher for no reason. And during this trip, if you got in trouble, your parents had to make the 6-hour drive to come pick you up. And my parents would not be happy about that. They would have been pissed. So I'm freaking out, and all my friends aren't helping. We're all standing outside, and they're like, Crouch, you're gone. Like, bye. Parents are coming. Like, they weren't helping at all. And at that time, a fire truck pulled up, another fire truck pulled up, a few cops pulled up, because it was at a college campus. And they're all storming into the house trying to look for the fire, or how it started. And they come out, and they come and they talk to our leaders that took us on this trip, that like were the directors of everyone. Talked to them. They didn't seem too mad about anything, but then they left, and they left it for the directors to take care of it how they wanted to take care of it. So they tell me, everybody's walking back inside, and they make me and my 2 friends that were in the room stay outside. And they're like, you know, they got that disappointing look, like that parent look where they know you fucked up and you know you're about to get in trouble, and you feel guilty as hell. And they're like, all right, so what happened? And no bullshit. And I wanted to tell the truth, and I pretty much did, but I kind of exaggerated a little. I said that I was playing with a piece of paper, it caught on fire, and what happened was it fell on the ground, it got out of control. I grabbed the fire extinguisher and I sprayed it out. I didn't want the room catching on fire. I know, sounds like bullshit, but I had to think of something. I did not want to get sent home. Like, that was the last thing to do on my options. And they didn't really believe it, but what they said next is what really scared me. They said, all right, so we found something in your room, and I need to know whose it is and why it was brought on this trip, because I'm not very happy about it. And like I said, I had a joint in my suitcase, so I was freaking out. I knew they'd found my joint. I knew I was about to get arrested. I knew I had to say it was mine. I couldn't blame it on my friends. I knew I was fucked. So I look at them, and they're looking back at me, and they pull out what they found. And what they had found wasn't a joint, which was a huge reliever. Like, oh my, you don't even understand. I was so, like, all the stress I had was gone when they pulled out the bottle of Ozium. And he's like, why was this brought on the trip? As you can see, it says Smoke Eliminator on the bottle. I said, everyone here smells like ass. I'm not going to lie. There's a bunch of fucking weirdos here, and they smell like fucking ass. And I brought that so I didn't have to sleep to the smell of fucking ass. And I literally said it like that. And they look at me, and in like the most serious tone and the most serious face, they say, and you're sure that's the only reason you brought this on this trip? And I said yes. I said, I swear to God. And I was so happy. I actually didn't get in trouble, but they said we were on thin ice, like even the littlest thing, and we were going to get sent home. We went back to the room.